I had 5 or 6 kind of long-term 1 to 2 year, 3-year relationships from my, early 20s until I met Martha. And none of them ended well. And they all ended in therapy. And so when I met Martha, I said, listen, I'm going to do things completely different. We're not going to be intimate sexually until a certain period of time. I want to really get to know you. And also, if we get committed in a committed relationship in our dating phase, I want to go to therapy in the beginning.
My man put the ball in his court immediately. He goes, you ain't getting none of this until you sit down with me.
It's true, though, because I was sick of creating chemical connection with people without having values conversations, without really getting to know their heart and making sure that we were in alignment and had agreements. And so early on, I was talking about money conversations. We were talking about kids. We were talking about marriage. We were talking about whatever. And for me, I was afraid to have those conversations because I wanted to have fun in relationships and I didn't want it to feel too serious. But this time I was just like, I'm tired of living in pain of all these past relationships, because if we don't have the priorities conversations, the value conversations early on, we're going to have fun and then have pain at some point in the relationship because we're not in alignment.
You know what you're spitting to me is very old school mentality when people had class and integrity for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, women weren't just putting themselves on the map like that, and men weren't out there disrespecting women, thinking that they could just grab whatever they want and leave. So bringing that old school mentality, I feel like America's rebuilding that old school history of like, hey, why don't we get to know each other? You're beating the flesh first.
Yes.
And then you're putting your mind on the table and being like, okay, do we get along here? And then now we can get to the physical. Not to try to be disrespectful, just from a learning curve. Was the physical way better after you got like the whole mental state? Did you feel safer?
I was definitely safer and more spiritual. So I don't know, toxic can feel really good.
Yeah. Oh God.
It can feel
People are
chemical.
addicted to it.
Yeah, it's like it can feel great, but it doesn't have a spiritual connection.
Yeah.
And so, if I think back to my 20s or whatever, like that toxic energy, chemistry felt so high, felt so extreme. And I've never been drunk or high in my life. I've never, I don't drink. I've never been drunk. I've never smoked, all that stuff. So I don't know what being drunk or high feels like or on drugs feels like. But I know that toxic energy, that kind of chemical energy of connection, and it is a rush.
Yeah.
And this is a different type of spiritual connection that I've never felt before.
Yeah.
So it's just different.